Okay guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome for the third and final prelim.
Yes, Cobra time.
When we first tried RADSPEED at the end of last year, we were certainly hopeful that it was going to be one of the best drivers of the season. With an earlier release than certainly other drivers, I think it's quite easy to overshadow that driver because it was released a little bit prior. And maybe the sim and the Titleist, and obviously the Titleist was released then as well, but I feel like it's got a little bit less chatter.
It's so true. I think you can get kind of caught up in the release cycles, and you kind of forget, oh wait, Cobra did release a couple like really good drivers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I love the bracket, because this is the chance for it to come back into the conversation when you see it hit up against all the other ones.
Yeah.
And you can see it head to head with the other high performers. And you can see kind of really where it ranks.
And I think a lot of us have been watching Cobra drivers, Bryson and a couple other staffers, like just hammering long drives on tour. And I think it's getting a reputation for like a driver that you get tons of ball speed from. And then the XB is more a forgiving one. Like I think they've got a nice little, I can call it a heritage. It's not very many years of this type of driver, but they're starting to get a good reputation, I think.
No question. The F9 was in my opinion, was quite a leap forward for them. That was a really quick, competitive, and a good-looking driver.
It was a good-looking driver.
You know, sometimes I think in the past, maybe the kind of mixed color schemes and things like that have been, not to everyone's taste.
I agree with that.
And I really think that when that F9 came out, I think everyone looked at that and went, "That's a good driver."
Definitely, yeah. And I think this year probably is the best kind of, I guess, sort of compilation of everything they've started to do, the speed back and everything. I love the way they've kind of played with that top line, or the sort of the face angle with the 360 face. Now it's all starting to look, it's all starting to look really good to me. I mean, I think this is definitely one of the better looking drivers that address, period. Never mind like just Cobra.
Just Cobra.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with the RADSPEED.
Yes.
Then we're going to go into the XB, 10.5 in both, Matty boy. Still got our Ventus Blue 6X in there.
And we got weight forward. That's the advantage of the standard one, obviously, is that the weight can be moved forward to maybe knuckle the spin a bit.
Exactly. And it's important, guys, we're not trying to make these drivers as similar as they are to each other. So if we would move the weight back. We're trying to make it the best we think it can perform.
Definitely.
Its best configuration.
Yeah, use the advantages that they have.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Cobra.
Lovely.
That's better. There we go.
Tomahawk.
Skirt it. Yes.
Tomahawk.
Good.
Going back.
It wants to.
Trying.
So badly.
It really is trying.
You're going to get a piece. You are.
Yeah, you're going to get a piece.
I know you are. Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the low spin charger.
Run. Good. Yeah, that was good. Good little spinny. It's a keeper, I think. Hang on. That's a good one. Now we're talking.
I like those ones. Does this sound a little better than the RADSPEED?
To be honest, yes, it does. It's the last thing I would have expected. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit more muted. It's nice. Yeah, I mean, it sounds a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh,
Yep.
Go. Yeah. Hello. It's putting together a fairly tidy little set here.
It really is. hit hard.
That was hit good. That's hit well. Yes, run.
Run!
Stay in. You're gonna stay in. Yep.
Good.
I like
was
that.
hit well.
That was good. It's a little.
Trying to come back.
Come on! You must. You
will.
can. You will. Yep. Lovely. Should hang on. Yep. It's hanging on. Go! Yes.
It's a replica of the previous one.
Yes. Run! Straightness factor. Good.
Come back nicely.
Come back. That'll help. Good. Really good. Yep, I like that.
Yeah, it's good. Held on nicely.
Did.
Very good.
Oh, it should jump. Big jump. Big jump.
Oh! Okay, a true battle of distance versus accuracy.
Yeah, it really was.
One that was at times very long, had all the ingredients for a pretty long drive, launched up, it spun really low at times. And one that was much, much more neutral while retaining good speed. The winning factor ended up just how straight that XB is. It was on average just under 8 yards, 7.95 offline.
That's
per
that's
drive
one of the straightest ones we've had.
we've ever seen.
And also relative to the competitor in this case, it was quite a bit straighter for the fairway shots.
Yeah, I mean, only 4 yards of sacrifice on total distance, 3 in carry, to be more than double the amount or twice as accurate. That's impressive.
So I think for me, that rad speed, it's definitely on the edge with the spin rate. Like if I hit it perfect, it's great. If I knuckle it a bit, it really starts to dive right.
Yeah.
And then I tend to overreact to that and I start to leave a couple left. So I think the dispersion of it ended up a bit wider within the fairway because I was getting a little bit of that right side, left side. The XB, I think I could get the start line a little bit straighter and it had a bit more spin, so I wasn't fighting curvature as much. It was definitely on autopilot. I mean, aside from, I definitely got a little bit tired at the end and I think I had to take a little bit of a breather, but aside from that, that XB was probably a bit more automatic for me.
You're absolutely right. I mean, looking at the speed, you were generating pretty much the same output with a little bit less, and that was just purely fatigue at the end. And the other thing is as well, relative to your club head speed, you actually got more ball speed out of the XB.
That's interesting. So the efficiency is actually a bit higher.
Efficiency was slightly better with the XB.
Some
drivers can be a little bit quicker at the low part of the head, and you were a touch lower with the strike. All in all, we are really impressed, and one of the straightest drivers we've ever tested. Look at the standard deviation on the spin. We love to see that.
Yeah, that's really
148 nice. Is unbelievable.
It felt more like sort of the Sim 2 Max.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I could get into a little bit of an autopilot mode. I really like that rad speed, but I do feel like it makes me a little more nervous hitting it. I feel like I really need to make sure I hit this well. I need to make sure my face angle is quite square, or I'm probably going to get one that misses the fairway.
And I think it leads to such a great conversation for golfers of knowing who you are. Are you somebody who hits 12 out of 14 fairways every round and just needs to hit it further? You probably should be going and looking at the rad speed.
I totally agree.
Rather than the XB. Because if you already possess great face-to-path relationship, great strike control, then go for distance.
I think that's totally fair. And this is why, I mean, we always have to kind of preface this. This is about my golf swing for these tests. And for my golf swing, I pretty much always hit a little bit bigger, slightly higher spin driver. I usually hit them a bit better overall. And with the distance pretty much keeping up, the straightness factor just helped it win. It was pretty clear for us.
Definitely. But we had to remind ourselves part of the way through that video that last year's Speed Zone Extreme was was the finalist.
I know, we totally
it came up against Maverick in the final, and effectively that's what RadSpeed XB is for us here, and it performed absolutely fantastic again. I mean, the average 326.1 is as good as we've seen from really any driver.
That's true. And I'm definitely, this being the second one we did today, I'm definitely was on the tireder side towards the end of it. I think considering last year's Extreme was almost the winner, this one to me looks a little bit less big. It looks a bit less upright. I think it actually suits me a bit better. So it's funny you say that. Like, I don't know why we were surprised that this is the better one, because it almost won last year.
I know. Yeah. No, great driver. Really good driver. And it marches into the bracket. It's now going to come up against the Tour Edge C721.
That should be a good matchup.
Should be a good matchup, yeah. Both kind of similar profiles, slightly on the larger side. Maybe not going to be chasing down the fastest ball speeds, but overall performance, I think both those could be in the mix.
It should be a good match.
Should be a good match.
Okay,
guys, the bracket is set. We have Titleist against Ping in the first round.
We're going to do that Monday?
That's the first one. We have to.
Have to. It's pretty exciting.
Definitely. Cobra versus Tour Edge in the second round. Callaway versus Mizuno, and then TaylorMade versus Strixon.
Nice. Let's get this thing going.
4 great matches.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're into the bracket itself, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be with you on Monday with that. See you again soon.